Hello, I'm Dr. Siddharth Warrior, and in today's episode, we are going to do something fun. I'm going to pick up a few comments from my channel across different videos, and I'm going to give my unfiltered take on them. I don't know how this is going to go. My team has collected some of the questions for me. Let's see. If you like this kind of video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Question number 1 was asked by Hardik Vania. Hey Sid, is it possible to get faith back in love after heartbreak? Now, when your heart breaks, what is going on in the brain is that your brain thinks that a part of its identity is lost. Because when you're in love, the person that you're in love with is now a part of who you are, neurobiologically speaking. So after the heartbreak, you are no longer in touch with that person. And so you feel that a part of you has gone missing. Now, recovery from a heartbreak is essentially rediscovery of your identity. So think of it as a part of your house getting broken away and you have to rebuild that house back. That is what recovery from a heartbreak is. And when that heartbreak happens suddenly without any warning, you might lose faith, which is your amygdala now getting very threatened by anything coming even close to a relationship. So part of the recovery from the heartbreak is to regain trust that relationships can work, that one bad relationship does not mean that all relationships don't work, and rebuilding your own identity and your faith in yourself more than anything else. Let's go to the next comment. The next one is by 4SPK under the overthinking video. How to manage relationships and self-development in day-to-day life achieving goals. Managing relationships and other life goals can be tricky because many times you might feel that they are taking you in different directions, but they're actually not, because what I have realized from my own experience in relationships is that working on yourself is probably one of the best things you can do to get a better relationship or to get better in your relationship. Because at the end of the day, a good relationship only turns the spotlight on you and shows you how good or how bad of a person you are, because that's the kind of honesty that a good relationship brings out. So when we talk about self-development and relationship goals, I would say both of them require the same level of effort and the same level of honesty. Let's go to question number 3. Hello sir, I'm having brain fog from 2 months. Can you please help on what's going on? Now, brain fog is a condition where you are not able to think clearly. You feel that there is a buzzing going on all the time, and things that you previously were able to do far more easily, now you are struggling to do. Now, brain fog has many reasons. Brain fog recently became very popular after COVID. So many people who got COVID infections started feeling that they have lost their ability to think clearly. For you to be able to think clearly, your prefrontal cortex needs to be working fine. And if for whatever reason, your limbic system has gone into a hypersympathetic state, in other words, if you are feeling threatened for any reason, your prefrontal cortex will not have the mental space to be able to think clearly. And your limbic can be in hypersympathetic state because of anxiety, because of any kind of stress, or because of something going on in your body like inflammation or lack of sleep or poor nutrition. So many reasons can come together to cause you having brain fog. So the solution is to first diagnose why do you have brain fog and then to remove that reason. The next question is, some percent of people naturally get angry quicker than others. Many of these also suffer from stomach or gut related problems. Is there any role of DNA or other external factors? So gut and emotions are very strongly connected. So when you have an emotional reaction, that is happening in the limbic system in your brain, and that limbic system is directly connected to the gut via the vagus nerve. And so emotions can lead to some changes happening in the gut, like loose motion or constipation. On the other hand, if suppose there is some inflammation going on in the gut because of, say, something that you ate, you can have mood changes because of that. So both the emotion and gut affect each other because of the vagus nerve connection. And one of the best examples of this is IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome, where people can have altered bowel movements because of different mood swings. So if you're having a bad day, you will have bad bowel movements, and a good day means regular bowel movements. And anyone who's gone through IBS would know what I'm talking about. The solution is a combination of taking care of your gut and learning how to regulate your emotions. We're going to take two more questions. The next one is by Ruzu8ZF. Please drop the video about ADHD. I really need help. Please, 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 please. ADHD deserves its own video and it will come. Let me take 2 minutes to quickly explain what ADHD is and what should you do about it. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Earlier, it was really misunderstood. People thought that it was just bad parenting or it was just kids running around. Now we know that it is a more complex problem that affects several networks in the brain, primarily networks in the prefrontal cortex that controls attention and motivation. So people with ADHD have trouble focusing on one thing for too long because the dopamine networks in their brain run out of motivation and then their attention shifts to something else. The solution, while not simple, is doable, and there are many people who have come out of ADHD using a combination of both medication and therapy. In a nutshell, the solution involves controlling your dopamine networks in order to bring your brain into a parasympathetic state so that your attention does not need to jump so often. I will be putting out a longer video on ADHD and I'll also be bringing in specialists who treat ADHD patients. So stay tuned for that and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more such videos. And finally, I'll take one more question, which is by Ravi867. He's asking, hey doc, how many times do you masturbate in a month? I'm just asking. Now, I'm not going to talk about my masturbation history here, but I feel this does raise an important point. I have talked about masturbation before in the channel, and I feel there is a confusion here because people misunderstand problems of masturbation with problems of situations around masturbation. Now, let me make it clear once more. Masturbation as an act is safe. Semen leaving your body is not a cause of concern. But what is a problem is that most people masturbate watching porn, and porn addiction is a real problem. People can get addicted to porn, which means all the problems that come with any form of addiction. And specifically when it comes to porn, it does affect the way that your mind and your body reacts to sexual impulse. So anybody who's addicted to watching porn might only start reacting to sexual stimuli presented in that way, and that can have real life consequences when they actually try to have sex in real life. So these are certain issues that do need to be addressed. The place where I push back is about masturbation being villainized and the no-fap movement portrayed as a solution to all of life's problems, because as a doctor, I know that that is not true. I hope that you guys had fun with this little Q&A that we did. If you want me to do more such videos, let me know in the comments. Drop interesting questions for me to pick up and I will do so. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone. Take care.